Hey everyone, Shaver 1000 here. This is a re-upload because maybe a couple of you guys got to see the last video, but it was missing the very first video clip. So it kind of adds some context to the video, but so I went ahead and deleted it, and I don't know. It was on there. It was on the editing software, but somehow I removed it. I don't know what happened, but anyway, so here it is. I've been sick, so bear with me. I'll get some videos out for you as soon as I can. I've been very, very sick, so anyway, guys, here's that video again. If you didn't see it, if you saw it, that's, you don't have to watch this, of course, but it's like a 5-minute clip or whatever. So anyway, guys, here's the entire video.
Hey everyone, Shaver 1000 here. Today we're going to be working on the steam engine. I'm going to do away with this rubber tube that's not supposed to be there. That was for testing. I'm going to try to straighten this up a little bit and bring it down. I got some copper tube here. It's about one size bigger than that, but it will work, and we're going to hook it onto here. Then I'm going to bring it out of here, maybe over here somewhere, but I have this for a chimney, which may go out of here and into there, or on this side maybe. Well, what it's going to do is I'm going to drill a hole, and I'm going to put something in here in the bottom of this. That way I can plug it off, and then when I go to drain it, I can just pull that plug out and it'll drain. So we're going to have a stack, so I'll probably put it right about here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this thing all set up. We're going to fire it up, and if it runs alright, then what I'm going to do is then we'll just bring a piece of copper line off of here into here. Then we'll take it all back down, take it apart, and we'll clean it up real good. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try to do that. So first thing we're going to do, I already got that one broke free, and it is messy. I did put some super glue down in here to help seal it, and it worked. It sealed it up nice. There we go. So I'm going to bring this up, straight up. You don't want any kinks or any 90 degrees. Steam don't like that, so you kind of want to do a curve. So something like that. Then we'll get a piece off of here. We'll cut a piece off of this, and we'll bring it from down here on this one up into this one, and we'll just solder it on. We should be good to go. Like I said, this is a lot heavier, but that's okay. We'll make it work. So let me get the size I need, and then we'll cut it off and bring it down to here. I don't know, I may take this motor off, and solder this, then put the motor on and solder this up here. I don't know yet. See, I'd kind of like this to be coming out the center. I may do that at a later date when we take it apart and clean it all up. I may just unscrew this off of here, or unsolder it, because I don't think it's going to unscrew. And then solder it onto here. And then this is where the pop-off safety valve goes. It goes in there. But yeah, I'd like to have it coming right out of the center and going straight down to it. Let me do some checking, and let me get this piece bent, or figure out what I need, and then we'll cut it off. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I'm just going to use this little cutter here, and then we'll zoom in on whatever little soldering I got to do. It's not going to be pretty, but that's okay, because, you know, a file and sandpaper make the solder or you ain't. So, okay, I know it's supposed to be paint, but, and then we'll drill a hole into this. Like I said, it's got one up there, but I don't want to go that far up with the exhaust, because if your exhaust gets too full of water, it'll choke it down, and it'll act like a throttle, and your engine won't run right. So I'm going to just bring it about the same height as that. Maybe I'll go up a little bit, but not much. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're going to end up with. Like I said, later on, we're going to paint the firebox, the firehouse, and we're going to clean this all off. I'm going to leave the dents in it. I'm just going to clean this thing up. I may paint this bottom. I may do that, because remember, guys, this is not an engine. This is homemade. This is a homemade engine, so that's going to be cool. There's some play here that I can do away with by the hole in this piston. I can fill that hole up with either solder or that JB Weld stuff, and then re-drill it to a smaller size so it fits more snug. But right now it's going to be fine. But yeah, I don't think this is going to, it might unscrew. I'll find out, and then I'll be back with you guys. Okay guys, so this did unscrew out of there. So I'm going to move it over here to the center, which it will screw in, and it'll be almost perfect with my motor, with the engine. So I got to go in. I'm going to see if I can find some, I got some gaskets. So I'm going to see if I can get my gaskets out, and we'll put a new gasket on here. And then, like I said, we'll bend this down. I'm going to clean this up off camera, because the only thing I'm going to do with this, I'm going to try to straighten it out a little bit, is just run some sandpaper on it to clean it up. And just this stuff here. That's all I'm going to do. See how clean that came already? Yeah. So I'm going to clean this up real good, and I'll find out the piece I need, and then we'll cut it off. In fact, I might be able to see. 90 degree. So let's just go ahead and, well, let's clean this off first. That. I'll run a drill bit down in there. Clean that up good. So let's try to bend this. This is solid stuff here, boy. Like I said, I want to try to bend it smooth. I don't have a mini tubing bender. I do have a tubing bender, but it's not for this small stuff. So something like this, and then it'll come, oh, that's almost, that's going to work great. I'm going to keep it close to that firebox anyway, because the more heat you keep, the hotter you keep this, the better, because you don't want it cooling down. Because if it cools down, it condenses back to water, and you can't. Water will not compress, and it will not. So you need steam. So this is looking pretty good. But like I said, this summer or this spring, whatever, as soon as I get my garage cleaned out, we're just going to take this apart and make it look good. So let me get this on. Let me go get my gaskets. And I'm going to get this put on. It's just going to screw on here. like that, and I'll get my gaskets. We'll put a gasket on there so it doesn't leak, and then we'll bring this down and see how much we need, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so I'm going to take this engine off of here. These 3 screws, well, there's 4. I have the other one in a little medicine bottle in there with some other stuff, little parts and stuff. I did find the gaskets I need. May wipe this down a little bit, but I don't know. Paint will probably come off of this, but that's okay. Alright, so there's the motor. I'm going to set it right there. You know what I should have did? Well, let's go ahead and put this on. Up here. I want it in the center, because that's about where the motor, the engine is setting. I keep calling it a motor. There is a difference between a motor and an engine, guys. There's an engine in your car. If you got an electric car, you probably got a motor in it. Motor is electric, and engine is like internal combustion. It's mechanical. So, let me see here. See what I'm doing there? Hope so. Okay, so that's pretty tight. That's not going to come out again, or anytime soon, actually. So I want to brought this out. I don't know if this is going to help me out in here or not. Not really, but I do need to get me a miniature tubing cutter. Okay, so it is closer. It's not where I want it to be, but that's alright. We can bring it over here. And how much of this? I'm going to have to, it's going to be cut off right there. This is just going to be a little elbow. I think I'll cut it off right about here. I don't have a marker on me. Shoot. Let's see here. Move this over. I was going to run alcohol in it and use the burner that came with it, but the burner leaks. So I'll have to solder that up and get a good wick for it, you know. I had to buy a new one of these because I'm not sure where my other one is. It's a red one. That's okay, it was only 14 bucks. Some strong stuff. But it is cutting, so that's good. There we go. Almost there. But yeah, I just think it's a cool little engine. 72 in here, but it's hot, but I got this flannel on. It's supposed to get down to 19 degrees. I know a lot of you guys are going, well, it's already been 19 degrees where I'm at. Yeah, but I'm in Florida. I am in what is it? West Central Florida. Let's set this here. Just kind of give it a Yeah, I just got to give it a little bend. Maybe not. I'm just going to solder that straight onto here. Like this. So let's clean this off real good. I know it's got oil and stuff on it, contaminants. Can't find my big thing of denatured alcohol, so I'll have to use my 91% isopropyl, apparently. I don't know, that might work. Let's try to tin it. If I can get that tinned without... You know what I'm going to do? If I don't burn myself? I'm going to run this bit down in there. Kind of clean it up so the steam can go more smoothly. And my bit is junk. That's great. Okay. Well, alright. Let me go find another bit. It might be a little bit too big anyway. Alright, I got a good drill bit here. Well, that's not going to work. That must be a smaller piece of pipe. I'll have to file that off. I'll blow it out. Alright, I'll file that off and blow it out. But it'll work on this one. If I can hold it without stabbing myself. Here, let's do this. There we go. And I dropped stuff. Okay, so this is in there now. Let's try this side. Alright, that'll work. Now, so let me go ahead and file this off and get it blowed out. I'll take it out and blow it out with some compressed air. Okay. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and try to tin that up. I'll try to stay out of your way the best I can, but you know, I mean, put a little bit of flux on here. Hopefully I don't cover that hole up. I got this piece of wire, that's what's going to hold that on anyway, to try to keep it from going in there. And it's not tinning. May have to get my different solder. Alright, hang on, let me get some different solder. Okay, we'll get this stuff. I meant to pick up some acid core. I went to the... See if I can use some of this. Nope. Went to the hardware store and I forgot to get acid core solder. Well, okay guys, yeah. Let me get some alcohol, try to clean that off. Okay guys, I got that tinned up. It's not real pretty. I'm not worried about that. I forgot to hit record, so Let's try to get this tinned up. I did clean that. Let's try this. This is rosin cord. Should work. Yeah, this will work. Wasn't hot enough. Alright, now, the easy part, right? So I'm going to leave that piece of wire in there to try to keep that hole from being blocked if solder runs down into it. Let's try to get this tacked on here at least. I have to be careful because that's soldered up here. If I get that too hot, that'll come out of there and that motor will fall off of there. Don't want that. I don't know if I can use some of this. Let's Again, it's not very pretty, but I'm not working with the best of stuff, and I had to close the front door, so I'm losing light because they're playing music over there working on that house. They play it a little loud, but I can understand because they got generators running and stuff, so it doesn't bother me that much. Come on, heat up. Yeah, they didn't have any tips, and I didn't want to buy another soldering gun or soldering iron because, you know, this one works fine. Come on, a little bit more. Still a tiny hole. There we go. And it came out up here on top. Alright, but you get the idea. Let me go ahead and finish this up right there, and I'll be back with you. Okay guys, now I can pull my wire out. We'll know if it leaks once we get steam built up in it. It's still hot. There we go. This side I've got to clean it off and get ready so we can run it around to the steam pipe, and I got to drill a hole in here wherever it's going to need to be. And I still need to find a plug for that. This one's not threaded. This one is, but this one's not. But I'll just make some kind of plug, that way I can pull it out and drain it. So let me get this cleaned off and it'll be ready. So come on. That is almost perfect. I can almost shove. I might be able to just shove that down in there, you know, to get a little start on it. That's not straight. I'm gonna remetal it out a little bit more and see where I'm going with this. That might just shove right down in there. See what I'm saying? If I clean that out a little bit more, shove this down in there, and then go around that. So yeah, let me drill this out a little bit, and if I can do that, then I'll bring you back. But I'm going to go ahead and clean this side off too. That way we can have the our stack. We can hook it up too. Okay guys, I got this tinned up. Now let's get this on here. Well, first I need to solder this onto here. Like that. See if I can get this to stay up here. Hopefully I can't put that wire in there because that'll be too long to pull out. And I've already got the other side bent to where it needs to be bent. So, and I'm kind of working behind it so I can maybe let you guys see something here. Well, come off there. Now I want it to come off, it won't. There we go. Make sure nothing's blocking. Let's see where I missed the tinning it on there, where I'm soldering it to. Shoot. Now the pipe's starting to get a little bit warm. I may have to go get a piece of wire and try to put it in there. Let me try that because it's got to be pretty well straight. It's a bigger tube, but still it's got to be pretty well straight or it'll choke me down and it won't run at its full capacity. So let me go get a piece of wire. I mean, it really helps. Let me go get a piece of wire and see if I can shove it in through here or through here. I don't know. Yeah, see, I'll have to get a really long piece. I should probably do that. Okay guys, we got a fire going in it. I got it filled up with water. I got it oiled up. And we're going to see if we can get this running and how well it runs like that. It should run a little better. I don't know what happened. My solder started just glooping up for some reason. Brand new solder. I cleaned it. put flux on it, so I don't know. Pretty confident I'm not all the way around on this side, so I don't know how much steam we'll see coming out the stack. But, you know, I mean, I see a leak up here on my... Oh, second, guys. My safety valve. Well, I didn't have it tight, so that might have had something to do with it, because I put new seals on there too, new gaskets. Alright, so it shouldn't be too long now, and I'll kick you back on when I'm ready to kick it over. Let's get you up here. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. I'll kick you back on in a minute. Okay guys, I think it's ready. I haven't tried it yet. So, let's see. Oh yeah, there it goes. And she's running. Not much coming out of the stack. I think it's losing a lot out here. Might not be going through there right. But it is running better and faster. Yeah, I don't see much coming out of the stack. That's okay. Let it build up more steam. Okay guys, so it is leaking out the front where I soldered that dime on, but let's give it a shot. I may have to file it down a little bit more to get it sealed better there, but as far as it running, it's running fine. Give it a little bit of, yeah, okay, make sure I'm going the right way. There we go. Alright guys, there it is. Wow, that thing's flying. I might not mess with it. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, other than when we take it apart and clean it, I'll fix that leak over there where I soldered that dime on. And yeah, just losing some pressure there. Let's loosen this up a little bit here. And that knock is right here. Yeah, there it is, guys. Alright guys, I'll let you watch it run for a minute. I'm going to say Shea Bear, the Myth, the Man, the Legend, gone for now. Monkey will be back here shortly. She had to take her mom to therapy and stopped at a couple stores, so they'll be back here soon. So anyway, yeah, I don't see anything coming out of the stack. Well, very little. You probably won't be able to see it, but yeah. So there it is. Let me see if I can get you a different angle, and I'm going to let this build up some more steam. And I'll fire it back up for you, and we'll let me move some of the stuff over here. And I'll let you guys watch it run for a minute. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the clip of this thing running.